everybody, welcome back. I am getting ready for a lovely little busy day of filming, and I've also got an event tonight, so I just wanted to sit down and get ready with you. I don't necessarily have much planned for this video in terms of a full face of newness or any incredible techniques or not, but I just wanted to sit and have a chat because I'm getting ready, so why wouldn't we get ready together? Now, on that note of newness, I did buy two things. I went to Sephora, I did a little shop because there have been some things that are very, very hyped up on the internet, very hyped up on TikTok. And even though I'm so hesitant, it's just not the same. Beauty hype and viral products going on TikTok is not the same as beauty hype is on YouTube. And I feel like I feel like an old lady whining and moaning about the olden golden age and the golden days. But it really does. I get sad often about people leaving YouTube for the shorter form content forever. I'll never get over it. And I'm happy to see that beauty YouTube is slowly making its way back. People are trickling back, and I'm happy to see some of the OGs making a comeback. When I saw Jackie Aina's video talking about how she wants to come back to YouTube, I was like, thank God! Not that people ever left. It's not like they've made, well, some people make announcing departing videos, but that's not always the case. Anyway, when beauty products go viral on TikTok, I'm always a little bit hesitant because I just don't trust people the same on there, okay? They open a box and use a product for 2.5 seconds and they're like, wow, this is the best thing that's ever happened to the beauty community. And I've just been disappointed over and over again on not only makeup products, but restaurant and food recommendations on TikTok. It's like they take a pretty picture and they're like, wow, you have to try here. And I'm like, no, I don't. This is not good. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. But the one product that has recently gone viral all over TikTok is the new Fenty Beauty Foundation. And I do try to separate celebrity from product whenever I'm doing a review. Like, I'm not buying something just because so-and-so did it. I want to buy it because the product is good. And when I've been seeing the swatches of people applying this, it really looked like it was so up my alley. And just for the reviewing purposes, I simply had to test it. I also loved their old hydrating foundation. I don't know whatever happened to that, but this seems to be the new and improved version. So this is the Soft Lit Naturally Luminous Longwear Foundation, but apparently it gives you the natural looking radiance without the shine. It's a high performance longwear formula with medium coverage. It's everything that I like to hear in a foundation, so we'll see. Let's give it a little test. I got two shades, 150 and 175. I think 150 is gonna be more suited to me right now, but sometimes I like to add a little bit of warmth. So for reviewing purposes, let's put it to the test today. Here's the little packaging. It's nice, satisfying, heavy-duty bottle. It actually reminds me of the House Labs foundation, that same kind of frosted glass. It says shake well. Oh my god, I have a huge blackhead on my cheek. This gal needs a facial with some extractions. Okay, let's see what all of the hype is about. Now, we've been very happy over here in this land with our foundation offerings. We have been using a lot of fabulous bases these days, so I'm curious to see how this compares. And like I said, I also have an event tonight, so it's going to be a real true test to see how it wears throughout the day. If it's terrible, I am washing it off. I will not be sitting through a bad base, but I'm just taking my IT Cosmetics number 7 brush to blend this out because this is the brush that we've been using lately. The shade match is phenomenal. It's a lovely neutral undertone. It seems to be sinking right into the skin. I didn't put a primer on, I just have my skincare and my face cream, the usual lineup on, so you can get a true sense of how this foundation will sit on the skin. It does look nice, definitely on that more light to medium finish in comparison to the House Labs foundation that I've been loving and using. House Labs is much more thick and much more dewy. This is very much that, they've described it correctly with that natural radiance, but there's nothing too dewy or shiny, so this could potentially be very nice. I do think it's much more on the lighter side of coverage though. Very natural looking indeed, no complaints there. What do you guys think? The little up close shot. The glow is giving, but it's not too wet, which is nice. So perhaps this will be a new fabulous angel in our rotation, but I do love a good foundation with a great shade range and also ones that have a proper neutral undertone. That makes me very happy. So the shade match is perfect. That's exciting. What do you guys think? Have you tried? Have you seen all the hype about the Soft Lit foundation? What are your thoughts? First impression? We'll see. We'll see how it wears throughout the day. I'm gonna go in with my Vive Cream Bronzer, Cream Contour. I don't think I ever really noticed the scent of this. It smells really good. I just got a really nice whiff. I was like, wow, how have I not noticed this succulent scent before? Anyway, I'm just putting that all over. I'm kind of gonna do a little underpainting moment, which my definition of underpainting has definitely changed. I know when we first tried it, the Melissa Herkman proper way, did everything underneath and then did a top final layer of the foundation. I do personally like going over with a layer of foundation. It's just, I don't know. I've got an uneven skin tone. I just feel like I need it a little bit. But when I am underpainting, I kind of just keep all of my brushes out and I go back and forth. So I'll do my concealer last on top of all of the cream products, but then I just go in with all the brushes and I just keep blending and dabbing around until I'm happy with how it looks. So there's not a particular technique involved. I just do everything, but we're partially underpainting here if you wanted to put a term on it. Now, the second product that I picked up that was new, I'm biting my own words here because I know that I've been saying I'm not going to buy any new products, but there's certain brands that come out with new products and I feel like I just have to try it to satisfy my own curiosity, but especially when it's a product that I've already had and I loved and they perhaps come out with a new and improved formula, I'm like, okay, gotta test it for the people, gotta see what's up. So when Armani launched a new liquid blush, I had to get my hands on it. So I actually, they have an orange one that was sold out. I will be picking that up to test and compare that as well, but obviously I had to get myself the bold pink and the shades just looked really beautiful. I love everything about the Luminous Silk line. They came out with the powder blushes before and now that they've come out with the liquid versions, I'm like, well, this is just screaming to me. I have to try it. And the other reason why is I have the Neo Nude. Did I just make that up? It's not Neo Nude. A blush. The A blushes, which apparently seem to be non-existent. So I was like, well, I have this. I want to see how it compares just so we can all have our curiosity tickled. Oh, it's so bright. It's so bright and beautiful. Okay, here's the two blushes side by side. This is the A blush in the pink, and then this is the new Luminous Silk blush in the shade Bold Pink. Sorry, it's called the Cheek Tint. I'm just gonna swatch them and see if there's any differences because I was like, oh. Happy to report they are completely different. Wow, that is the A blush in pink, and this is the new Bold Pink. Oh my god, it's so bright and fresh. That is a color I love to see, although I still really love that original shade. And I'm sad that I never got my hands on the cream eyeshadows that they had in the pot. Ugh. Anyway, let's go in with this. I might go in with a couple of layers just to see how it builds up. We might have to go to and fro after the concealer as well, but I just want to do an initial layer and see how it blends out. It seems to be much thicker, much more pigmented than the original A blushes too. In my opinion, the Luminous Silk line can do no wrong. I've never tried anything from the Luminous Silk line that I haven't loved, including their little glowy primer. Like, all of it is just so good. The concealers, the foundation, powder blushes, now the cheek tints. It's very light and very natural. You definitely don't have to be concerned about going overboard with this. And it's especially lovely when a blush is light for us gals who just like to do a lighter natural makeup. I mean, this is very light. It's very much barely there, but the tone blends out so nicely. It just adds that layer of fresh awakeness to the skin, which I love to have in my blushes. Let me just see the other shades. Okay, this is the shade Mauve and this is the shade Soft Peach. Definitely more corally than it is peachy. They have the deeper one that is the orange that I really want to try. But I did want to get these just to swatch. I don't know how I feel about them, actually. I think the pink one is the winner for me. I'm going to take my Luminous Silk Concealer. This one's in the shade 4. And I'm now going to go and add this and brighten up under the eyes. I saw Kevin Kodra did a little video with Mary Phillips, the makeup artist extraordinaire. I was actually so sad because they did an event with Mary Phillips and L'Oreal in Toronto and I wanted to go so badly, but I just couldn't. Like, listen, I'm down for a Toronto trip anytime, but I was just there. I can't go back at this moment, but I would have positively passed away if I saw Mary Phillips in the flesh. So Kevin Kodra did a video with her and she was talking about her concealer placement with him. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna start trying this because I do feel like I overuse concealer underneath my eyes very, very often. I often have just too much built up under there. So the first thing that you can do is not what I just did. You could apply it onto your hands first to make sure that you don't over apply, but she did this kind of 3-dot method. And she was blending out between a brush as well as her finger and just kind of going back and forth between the two and really lightly brightening up that under eye, which I just need to remember to use less because less is more always in that very delicate, soft little under eye area. But just in general, you can always add. It's harder to take product away. So even here, I probably could have even used less than what I did, but we'll just go between the brush and my finger. And so this is where I kind of switch between my brushes because I'll do my initial blend with the concealer brush And then sometimes I'll just go back in with the foundation brush and I'll run that over. Run it over. Honestly, the descriptive words that come out of my mouth sometimes, it just doesn't make sense. I just like to take this all over the face and just continue to blend it all in to make it all the more seamless. This makeup is very, very glowy right now. Could it be the base? We're definitely gonna need some powder to set this in and make sure that I don't completely lose my entire face throughout the day, but I am loving to see the natural glow. I'm gonna do another layer of the blush. I'm just gonna put this in the palm of my hand. I think that's the best way. I don't wanna completely destroy the brush with my base products. And then take my blush brush. Yeah, that seems a lot more effective. And I'll just go in with a final layer of this blush on top. This is also a great way to test the blush and see how it applies on top of products. Sometimes when a blush, like a liquid blush, is too liquidy, you can kind of end up just wiping off everything underneath. So I'm happy to report that this one applies beautifully on top of whatever the layers are underneath, and it still just looks so natural and soft. Big fan of that formula so far, and I also really love that color. Okay, let's use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Setting Spray. Set that all in. And then I'm gonna use my Laura Mercier setting powder. Just a little bit of this with a brush, and I'll just pat that on top. I don't know why I bother doing my brows before I do my base, because I always end up just wiping half of them away anyway, and I have to touch it up. So ignore my brows, they have been wiped off. But let's do some lips. I'm gonna use the new Discovery ColourPop Ashton, which apparently I need to sharpen already. These are so creamy that sometimes it can kind of be hard to just stay in a straight line. And the formula really reminds me of the Sephora collection lip liners. They are lovely and the color is lovely. Now for lips, I did a little campaign with Dior. In case you missed it, it was posted on Instagram, and they basically expanded their shades of everything, which is very exciting. The Backstage blushes, the lip maximizers, the lip glow oils, all of it. And they came out with 3 new shades: Pink Lilac, Poppy Coral, and Bronzed Glow. I'm personally a big fan of the new Pink Lilac shade, so this is the new lilac version of the lip glow oil, which just has that really nice, again, fresh, cool toned undertone. And the lip glow oils are just a classic from Dior. Obviously there's so many lip oils and lip glosses to choose from, but this is one of those just OG formulas that you put on and you're like, you are delicious. Now this is often where I find myself getting a little bit bored when it comes to my makeup, and I get to my eyes and usually I'm like, I'm done. But we'll put a little something on the eyes. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Armani Eye Tint. This is turning out to be pretty much a little full face of Armani over here, but for my natural makeup peeps, they really do just have a fabulous lineup. And these eye tints are so great. Oh, this is the shade 22M. I love the shade of this. It's just that lovely in-between. It's not too cool, it's not too warm. It blends out so easily and it just lasts all day. This is one of the few eye products that claims to be crease proof and actually is, in my experience of using them anyway. That is coming from someone with dry skin, might I add. If you have oily skin and oily eyelids, I'm not sure if it would be the same for you, but I just love this eye tint so much. Then I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever Artist Pencil. This is in the shade Dimensional Dark Brown, 612. I'm going to use the cooler toned one. Sometimes I use the 608, which is a little bit lighter. But I don't want my eyes to be too warm today. I'm just going to use that, blend it into my lash line. This always happens whenever I do liner. One side's always so much thicker. I gotta go in and make this side thicker now. And for mascara, I'm gonna use the YSL Lash Clash in brown. Pardon me, my card was full. That's so rude. But I put the mascara on and I also just touched up my brows. Don't know if you can tell that, but now the makeup is done. So thanks for getting ready with me today, guys. That's the finished makeup look. My usual go-to, but with a few new products trickled in there, so you can let me know your thoughts on the new foundation, the new blushes. On that note, because we definitely didn't need any new foundation or new blushes, but this is for reviewing purposes, okay? From me to you, but I also feel like maybe a makeup declutter is in order. It's also been a minute since I did a little eyeliner there. I know, wow, an eyeliner. Anyway, guys, I hope you're all having a beautiful day or night wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for being with me here today, and I'll see you all tomorrow for a new Everyday May video. Bye!